Okay. Good morning, students. Today we will start a new chapter, which is a design of a foot over bridge, right? So, going through some introduction of a foot over bridge, right? So, a foot over bridge is a bridge designed for pedestrians, right? So, foot over bridges can be used decoratively to visually link between the two distinct area or to the signal transactions, right? So, bridges provided for both pedestrians and the cyclists are often referred to as a green bridges and form an important part of sustainable transport movements towards more sustainabilities, right? So these foot over bridges are often situated to allow pedestrian to cross water. They also located across the roads to let pedestrians cross safely without slowing down the traffic. So foot bridges are small but important because they are usually presented in the townscape, right? So the appearance of footbridges and indeed of any other bridges in town is major concern for designers. So these footbridges can also be built in the same way as roads and rail bridges. So most of the footbridges are equipped with guardrails to reduce the risk of pedestrians falling. So why we need this foot over bridges, right? So it increases increasing the pedestrian traffic on the road crossings, junctions, and inaccessible road terminals in the cities of our country, right? Unlike subways, still pedestrian bridges are less economical, easy, and fast to construct, right? So the need of the study is basically to determine the combined strength and efficiency of a truss foot over bridge, right? So starting with the advantages, right? So what are the advantages while you are using foot over bridges, right? So first is a less cost, which is also as economical, and it is simple to assemble and usually flexibility in design. Also, the resistance to the dynamic loads, it's very easy to maintain, right? And and at the last, it's a very safe, right? So generally, truss girders are used as main loading carrying capacity members, right, in the truss girder bridges. So the truss girder bridges are also known as a open weight girder or lattice girder bridges, right? So what are this steel truss, right? So steel truss is widely used around the world for the construction of bridges of different sizes. So it is effective material that provides efficient and sustainable solutions. So steel has long been recognized as an economical option for the range of the bridges. It dominates the markets for long span bridges, railway bridges, footbridges, and medium span highway bridges. So it is now increasingly the choice for shorter span highway structures as well. So this figure shows the steel truss bridge, right? So here there are some indication of points here. First is vertical members, which is placed at a vertical, as you can see in this figure, right? So this crossings provided at the top portion, right? It's called a top cross bracings. Bracings means it's pass through. It means cross line, cross section, right? Top crawl member, right? So this is our top crawl member. Vertical bracings are also provided, bottom crawl member provided, bottom crawl bracing is also provided, and here at the last gusset plate is provided, right? So this is the actual figure of steel truss bridge, right? Okay, so uppermost member from the top crowd, right? Is uppermost members is known as a top crowd member, as you can see that, and uh, lowermost members is called bottom crowd members, right? So basically, top chord, bottom chord, and web members are absolutely necessary for the stability of the girder, right? Hence, they are also known as a main member of this truss bridge, right? So the points of interactions of these web members with the crowd members are known as the panel points, as I can already described in earlier, which means we also learn these panel points in our industrial building, because in industrial building truss are also used, right? So these are the same things, right? Whenever these two members, two steel members are connected, right, it's known as the panel points, right? So basically, the members of the truss girder bridges are joined through gusset plates by bolting, riveting, and welding. So truss girder bridges may be of three types. First one is a through type bridges, deck type bridges, semi type, or also known as a half through bridges. Right? As you can see in this figure, deck type bridges. Right. Second figure is a through type truss bridges, and the last one is a semi through type truss bridges. Right. So what are the this all type of bridges, right? So basically, a truss bridge in a general consists of two longitudinal truss crosses connected by a cross girders, as you can see in all these figures, right? So the live load is received by the cross girders, and from the cross girders, the load is then transferred to the truss joints, right? So the girders are supported by the truss generally at the point panel points. Panel points means when two or more members meet at one point. These are also known as a panel point, right? So talking about the first one, which is deck type bridge, right? So the carriageway rests on the top of the main, right? Main load carrying members. So in the deck type plate girder bridge, right, the roadway or railways is placed on the top flange as shown in the figure, and the cross girders are supported by the truss, generally at the panel points, right? As you can see in this figure, floor systems raised on the top crowd, right? Here, as we consider this as a top crowd member, right? As you can see that in figure, this one is the this horizontal line, upper horizontal line is known as a top crowd member, right? So the all the four floor system raised on this top crowd member, right? And the cross girders are provided at the top of the truss, right? So that the load is received at the top crowd joints of the truss. These joints are mostly load carrying members, right? Second is a through type truss, right? In this through type truss, floor system is totally raised on the bottom crowd, right? This horizontal line, bottom horizontal line is known as a bottom crowd member, and this whole floor system is raised on this bottom crowd member. So cross girders are provided at the bottom of the truss, and so that the load received at the bottom crowd joints of the truss, as you can see in this figure. Now talking about semi-through type bridges, so the deck line in between the top and the bottom of the main loading capacity, load carrying capacity, carrying members. So the bracing of the top flange or the top crowd under the compression is not done, and the part of the load carrying system project above the floor level. So the lateral restraint in the system is obtained usually by the U-frame action of the verticals and the cross beam acting together, right? So now we can talk about various components of this truss girder bridge, also known as truss girder, also known as a through type truss bridge, right? So what are the components, right? So it's a main vertical truss, floor system, bottom lateral bracing, top lateral bracings, portal bracings, sway bracings, right? So there are different types of bracings also provided, right? So generally a bridge consists of two vertical truss girders arranged at some distance apart. right? So the corresponding lower panel points of the two truss girders are joined by the girder known as a cross girders or the floor beams, right? As you can see in this, as you can see in this figure, these are a floor beam or now what are the definition of a floor beam, right? So the lower panel points of the two cross girders, right, are joined by the another girders, right? So that's why it's known as a cross girders or the floor beams. Now talking about stringers, right? Yes, stringers is provided. Now what is the meaning of stringers, right? So the floor beams receives load from the stringers which run parallel to the length of the two trusses, right? These are the two trusses, right? And parallelly these stringers are provided to receive the loads from the floor beams, right? So the stringer supports the sleepers in the case of railway bridges. Sleepers support the rails which are laid parallel to the stringers. So the two main truss girders transmit the apply load to the abutments or the piers through the bearings, right? So okay, so here, okay, so in addition to the vertical loads, truss girders are also subjected to the lateral forces due to wind forces and might be seismic forces, right? So in order to transfer these lateral forces to the bearings, the top lateral bracings, right? These top lateral bracings, bottom lateral bracings, sway bracings, and portal bracings are provided. Bracings are provided mostly because of to avoid lateral forces due to uh, wind forces or seismic forces, right? It's a little bit extra careful during different difficult times in the earthquake or any many SE incidents, right? So this lateral bracings provides lateral stability and the torsional stability to the bridges. All right. So these are the this is the another figure of the roof truss. Okay. So here there is an example given, right? So these are the strangers, and these are the crowd nodal point, and these are or these all are floor beam. So the weight of the truck, right, is carried by the stringers into the floor beam, right? Then the floor beam carries the load to the truss at this node point, right? So the bottom core of the truss is not bent by the weight of truck because the stringer is attached to the floor beam and not the truss, not the trussed crown, right? So I hope you understand all this load calculation or load distribution system in this through bridge, right? Okay, so this is another figure, right? This type of truss are given. So now we discuss load applicable on truss girder, right? So what are the different types of loads, right, to be considered for the purpose of computing stresses wherever they are applicable? So there are dead load, live load, impact load, longitudinal force, thermal force, wind load, seismic load, tracking force, forces due to curvature, forces on parapets, frictional resistance of expansion bearings, erection forces, right? So generally, there are various types of truss girders can be grouped into the different parts, right? So various types of trusses are. So there are many different types of trusses, but here I can explain some of these trusses. First is a king force. It's look like that in triangle shape, right? Warren is generally it means Warren starting with the word W. It means that the shape of the truss is in mostly in the W shape. As you can see in this figure, this W shape is a Warren type bridge, right? So here is the hoe truss. right? So hoe truss is exactly looks like that I described in this figure, right? And the real example of this truss is also shown in the below figure. Then it's the English truss, Pratt truss, Fink type truss, Parker type truss, right? So there are many type of trusses. Pratt truss, Warren, Hoe, Whipple, K truss, Z truss, Parabolic, Virendil, right? And some of this type of truss cutters I can show this in this figures, right? Next is, so where are the actual application of footbridges are generally used in real life, right? So first is at railway stations to change the platforms, right? Now see this figure, these are the railway crossings, right? And this pedestrian bridge is exactly provided so passengers is easily pass this railway tracks without interrupting, right? As you can see in this figure, railway station, the bridge starts from here and it takes a passenger from one part to the opposite side of the railway station, right? As you can see that. Next is a skywalk in a metro cities, right? So skywalks in the metro cities are just look like that, right? This all are the bridges, pedestrian bridges, right? As you can see that in the metro cities. Now it also using the connecting two building towers, right? It's like that type of, right? It easily connects two buildings, right? So we cannot right, so we can easily going one building from the another building, right? This type of is provided, connect these two buildings with this bridge, so can we can easily pass through this two building. Now there are busy streets, right, to the cross the roads, so we can provide, right? So there are if there are wide roads in the crowded cities, right? So then we have to provided this type of bridge, so can we can easily pass out without crossing any signals or passing by the vehicles, right? Okay.